communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Hello and welcome to Millennium Sports World. Today we have brought local and international sports stories including ICC World Cup, MMA, NFL, World Soccer and some more sports news. So let's see what's waiting in today's sports world. At first, let's have ICC World Cup stories. Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul hit hundreds as Cricket World Cup hosts India geared up for the semi-finals with a crushing 160-run victory over the Netherlands to keep their 100% record intact with 9 group wins. After their colleagues had departed following breezy 50s on a good M. Chinnaswamy Stadium track, Iyer struck his 4th one-day international turn before Rahul exploded as the duo lit up the stage on the Hindu festival of Diwali to get India to 410 for 4 on Sunday, requiring a record World Cup chase to win. The bottom-placed Dutch side got good starts from Max Odoud, Colin Ackermann, Siebrand Engelbrecht and Teja Nidamanuru, but they never threatened and were dismissed for 250 in 47.5 overs. Mohammad Siraj overcame a throat injury suffered in a dropped catch to dazzle alongside Kuldeep Yadav, Jasprit Bumrah and Ravindra Jadeja to secure victory for India, who face New Zealand in the semi-finals on Wednesday. Iyer reached his century in 84 balls and finished with 10 fours and 5 sixes, while Rahul needed only 62 balls for his turn, getting there with 2 huge sixes in the last over that took India past 400. The duo forged a 208-run partnership, the highest 4th wicket stand in World Cups, as India scored 126 runs in their final 10 overs to post the 3rd total above 400 in the event. Star batsman Virat Kohli on Sunday made an impact with the ball when he claimed his first one-day international wicket in 9 years during the World Cup match against the Netherlands at Bangalore. With the Dutch crawling in their chase of 411 to win, India's keeper Rohit Sharma threw the ball to Kohli, who sent back opposition captain Scott Edwards, caught behind in his second over of a ball drifting down the leg side. It was only Kohli's 5th career ODI wicket from his gentle medium pace and first since 2014 when he dismissed New Zealand captain Brendan McCullum in Wellington. The last time he struck in an international match of any kind was against the West Indies in the 2016-2020 World Cup. Kohli bowled briefly earlier in this World Cup after all-rounder Hardik Pandya limped off midway through an over against Bangladesh. Earlier Sunday, Kohli, who equaled Sachin Tendulkar's all-time record of 49 ODI centuries last week, made 51 in India's 410 for 4 wicket. 6 players from England's 50-over World Cup squad have retained their place for the one-day international against the West Indies, while uncapped seamers Josh Tongue and John Turner have been called up for the ODIs and T20s, the cricket board announced on Sunday. Josh Butler will captain the team for the Caribbean tour with Gus Atkinson, Harry Brook, Bryden Kerrs, Sam Curran and Liam Livingstone featuring in the ODI group from the showpiece event. Moeen Ali, Johnny Bairstow, David Mullen, Adil Rashid, Joe Root, Ben Stokes, Reece Topley, David Willey, Mark Wood and Chris Oakes all missed out on an ODI spot. Stokes will undergo surgery on a troublesome knee after the World Cup, the all-rounder and Test captain said earlier this month. Meanwhile, Willey, the only member of the ODI squad not offered a central contract last month, announced his retirement in the middle of England's dismal run of form. ECB announced the 15-player ODI and 16-member T20 squad just hours after England's consolation victory over Pakistan at the World Cup in India following an underwhelming campaign. Their title defense long over after suffering 6 defeats in their first 7 matches. England now shift their focus to the West Indies for 3 ODIs from December 3 to 9 and 5 T20s from December 12 to 21. Sri Lanka's skipper Kushal Mendis appealed Sunday for the governing International Cricket Council to lift its suspension of the country over alleged political interference in the local board. "This is our profession and we can't be staying at home doing nothing," Mendis told reporters in the capital, Colombo. "We want to start practicing as there are a few tours to happen next year." The ICC said on Friday that Sri Lanka cricket was in serious breach of its obligations as a member, highlighting the requirement to manage its affairs autonomously and to ensure that there is no government interference. The suspension came a day after Sri Lanka's parliament asked the board to resign over allegations by Sports Minister Roshan Ranasinghe that it had siphoned off millions of dollars. "As players, we had no control over that," Mendis said. "As the captain, I only hope for its removal so that we can resume our game." It was not immediately clear if the indefinite suspension would affect Sri Lanka hosting the Under-19 World Cup in January. The crisis involving the cricket board, the richest sporting organization in the bankrupt island country, came to a head after Sri Lanka's humiliating World Cup defeat by India earlier this month. Team manager Mahinda Halangoda said Sri Lanka's players had been told to try and carry on as normal. England's David Willey took the decision to quit international cricket with deep regret, the Seymour said after his team's consolation victory over Pakistan at the World Cup on Saturday. Willey, the only member of the England ODI squad not offered a central contract last month, announced his retirement in the middle of England's dismal run of form in India. Their title defense long over, England finished their campaign with a comprehensive victory, and the 33-year-old Willey took the Player of the Match award in his international swan song for his bowling figures of 3 for 56. Willey finished the tournament with 11 wickets from 6 matches. Among his teammates, only Adil Rashid claimed more, 15 from 9 games. Holders England suffered 6 defeats in their first 7 matches to crash out of the semi-final race, prompting demands for a complete overhaul of their ODI squad. Being told that they are likely to go in a different direction after the World Cup, "I think that was the final nail in the coffin for me," Willey said. "My situation with England has always been, I know I'm on the fringe. I am next in if there is an injury, very much a squad player. I have been very much at peace with that, but it doesn't mean it's easy to be in that position, never knowing where you stand from tour to tour." Willey said he would have loved to be part of England's title defense at the T20 World Cup in the West Indies next year. Pakistan's unforgettable ICC World Cup campaign ended with a 93-run defeat against England in Calcutta on Saturday. The 1992 champions failed to make the semi-finals of the showpiece event in India, finishing their campaign with their 5th defeat in 9 matches. It was the second successive World Cup where they missed out on a semi-final spot by finishing in 5th place in the 10-nation table. Pakistan captain Babar Azam has been under fire over his captaincy and poor batting form following the dismal performance in the mega event. The legendary Wasim Akram, however, blasted Babar's critics during a conversation on A Sports as he blamed the faulty Pakistan cricket system behind the dismal performance. The captain alone is not playing the game. Yes, he did make captaincy errors in this World Cup and in Asia Cup as well, but he isn't alone to blame. This is the fault of the entire system for the last 1 year or more, where the players don't know who is the coach. You cannot make him the scapegoat here, said Akram. Akram, however, admitted that the pressure of captaincy has affected Babar's batting. Captaincy has put a pressure on Babar's performance. He indeed looked stressed both in World Cup and Asia Cup. So he needs to learn how to handle pressure and think only as a batter and how to get runs when he is there at the crease. It is easier said than done, he added. Everybody knew that this team is struggling. There is a fitness problem. This is still a young side with 10 to 12 boys under the age of 30. Things can still be rectified, he added. Now it's time for latest MMA story. Tom Aspinall beat Sergey Pavlovich to become the first British heavyweight to win a UFC title, while Alex Pereira used a series of elbows to ease Prohaska's head to win the vacant light heavyweight championship in the UFC 295 title fights at Madison Square Garden. Aspinall knocked out Pavlovich in the first round for the interim heavyweight championship on Saturday night in front of a packed crowd that included former President Donald Trump. The interim title fight was a late addition to the card after the scheduled main event of John Jones versus Stipe Miocic in a heavyweight title fight was called off because Jones tore a pectoral tendon off the bone during training. While UFC waits for Jones to return, it's Aspinall who now holds the gold. It's been a crazy 2.5 weeks, Aspinall said. His tearful celebration lasted longer than the fight. Aspinall needed only 69 seconds to earn his 11th career knockout win. He has made it to the second round just once in his 8 UFC fights and then collapsed in tears on the canvas. Now let's have latest world soccer stories. Former Ghana striker Rafael Domena died on Saturday after suffering a heart attack during an Albanian league match between KF Ignatia and FK Partizani, according to a statement by the Albanian Football Federation. Paramedics on the pitch rushed him to hospital, where he died at the age of 28, said the federation. Domena earned 8 caps for Ghana and was once considered one of the country's rising stars, but encountered several cardiac problems over the course of his career. In 2017, the attacker was unable to join Brighton due to these health issues, and he eventually moved to Spain. 4 years later, the Ghanaian collapsed during a cup match in Austria between his side Louis Linz and Hertberg, but recovered and continued his playing career. Prior to collapsing, Domena had undergone a heart operation in 2020 and had an automatic defibrillator implanted, which was intended to allow him to pursue playing football. Following this operation, the 28-year-old played in the Danish, Austrian, and Swiss leagues before joining Albanian outfit KF Ignatia in January 2023. Domena was the current leading scorer in the Albanian league this season with 9 goals. Barcelona striker Robert Lewandowski ended his barren goal-scoring spell with a brace to rescue the Spanish champions, a 2-1 win over visiting Alaves in La Liga on Sunday. Samu Omradion sent the visitors ahead in the first minute against a dire Barcelona, but Lewandowski's second-half double rescued the hosts 3 points. The victory keeps Barcelona in touching distance of shock leaders Girona, who are 4 points ahead, and second place Real Madrid, who have a 2-point advantage after both won Saturday. Veteran forward Lewandowski scored a brilliant header early in the second half and thrashed home a penalty in the 77th minute to reach 7 league goals. Catalonia is in drought and Lewandowski was enduring one too, with the striker on his worst stretch of form for over a decade, having failed to score in 6 appearances prior. Barcelona are also on their own miserable run of performances. Liverpool moved level on points with Manchester City and Arsenal at the top of the Premier League as Mohamed Salah extended his scoring streak at Anfield with a double in a 3-0 win over Brentford on Sunday. The Egyptian took his tally for the season to 12, 9 of which have come at Anfield, as Liverpool continued their perfect record at home this season. 9 of Salah's goals have come from Darwin Núñez assists and the Uruguayan played provider to break the deadlock after being frustrated in front of goal earlier in the first half. Twice Núñez had the ball in the net only to be ruled offside. But his clever pass into Salah was met with a calm finish into the far corner to open the floodgates on 39 minutes. Salah is the first player ever to score in each of Liverpool's first 6 home league games of a season. Brentford had their chances as Alisson Becker was needed to make great saves to deny Ethan Pinnock and Brian Mbeumo. However, there was no way back for the Bees once Salah was left unmarked to head in Costas Tsimikas' cross to the back post on the hour mark. Diogo Jota then fired in the third 16 minutes from time as Liverpool made it 9 wins and 27 goals from 9 games at Anfield in all competitions this season. Now let's have latest tennis story. Hugo Humbert claimed his first ATP Tour title since 2021 by beating Alexander Shevchenko 6-3, 6-3 on Saturday in the final of the Moselle Open. Humbert was born in the French city of Metz, which hosted the indoor tournament. He will finish the season as the top-ranked French player, at a career-high number 20 in the rankings. "It was my dream when I was young to win this tournament," Humbert said. "It's just amazing. I have a lot of feelings now. I can't describe it. It's so incredible to win here in my hometown in front of my family. To finish strong like this, it's just an amazing feeling." Humbert saved the only breakpoint he faced in the final and dropped just 4 points on his first serve. It was Humbert's 4th ATP title following his wins in Auckland, Antwerp and Halle. Now let's have latest NFL stories. A crash at a red light killed 6 people, including former NFL cornerback DJ Hayden in downtown Houston early Saturday. The 2-vehicle crash occurred about 2 a.m. when a Chrysler 300, apparently going very fast, high velocity, ran the red light and collided with an SUV, Houston Police Assistant Chief Megan Howard said. 5 men and 1 woman died, including Hayden, the Houston Chronicle reported. 4 people were pronounced dead at the scene. Those killed included the driver of the Chrysler and a man who appeared to be homeless, Howard said. 4 people were taken to the hospital and 2 of them died, Howard said, while 1 female passenger was in critical condition with life-threatening injuries. Police interviewed a male passenger from the SUV at the hospital. Investigators were working to identify the driver of the SUV. Hayden was born in Houston and starred at the University of Houston, according to his profile page on ESPN.com. A first-round draft pick in 2013, he played in 8 seasons through 2020 for the Oakland Raiders, Detroit Lions, and Jacksonville Jaguars. New Orleans Saints receiver Michael Thomas is facing simple battery and criminal mischief charges following a confrontation with a construction worker, police said Saturday. Thomas was arrested without incident Friday night, was cooperative with investigators, and was released later that night, Kenner Police Lieutenant Mark McCormick said. Thomas, a 2-time All-Pro in 2018 and 2019, was expected to travel to Minnesota and be in the lineup when the Saints play the Vikings on Sunday. A statement released by the Saints said the team is aware of the incident and we are gathering information. It was not immediately clear if Thomas has retained an attorney who could comment on his behalf. Police say the incident occurred in front of a home under construction near Thomas' home. The construction worker told police that Thomas began yelling at him about parking in front of his home and verbally threatened to harm him. Nicolas Aube-Kubel and Bake Melenstein scored 15 seconds apart in the first period, and Evgeny Kuznetsov had 2 goals as the Washington Capitals beat the New Jersey Devils 4-2 on Friday night. Tom Wilson had 2 assists and Shirley Lindgren made 24 saves as Washington won for the 5th time in 7 games 5-1-1. Timo Meyer and Dawson Mercer scored for New Jersey, which lost for the 3rd time in 4 games. Vitek Vanecek gave up 2 goals on 5 shots before he was replaced by Akira Schmid midway through the first period. Schmid finished with 18 saves. That's all in today's sports world. Keep watching Millennium Sports World for latest sports update. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all types of informative and entertainment programs. Thank you.